Well, hey, what's up, everybody? Pastor Matt Hoover here, campus pastor at Water's Edge Church, and I just want to share with you some of my thoughts on Pastor Stu's message from this past Sunday. If you missed it, you need to go back and watch it. I'm going to share with you a small clip towards the tail end of his message on Sunday that, man, I just thought was unbelievable. I want you guys to check this out, and then directly after the video clip, I want to share some of my thoughts with you. Check this out.
In the 1950s, this professor at Johns Hopkins University conducted a study that, by most of our standards today, would kind of be, well, it wouldn't fit into our standards of today's medicine and science. But he was studying how long rats could swim without drowning. And he started the study by comparing domesticated rats with wild rats. And much to his surprise, the domesticated rats could swim for an extended period of time. The wild rats swam for about 2 minutes and drowned. He didn't understand why. So he changed his study up in midways through, and he got another set of wild rats this time. And so he wanted to compare this set of wild rats to the original set of wild rats. And he put them in the same jar of water, filled up about halfway, and he set these new set of rats in there to swim, and at about 2 minutes, they started going under. And so he reached down with his hand, and he pulled them up out of the water, and he dried them off, and he gave them a break, and he spoke calmly to them. He cared for them, and he put them back in the water and let them swim some more. And just as they got ready to go under, pick them up, calm them down, dry them off. And after he did that for a few series of times, these rats that could only swim about 2 minutes to begin with started swimming longer and longer and longer, to the point that some of them far outswam their domesticated counterparts. That these rats started swimming so long, some of them swam for 40 to 60 hours. And the researchers concluded, based on that study, that the difference between these rats and the original ones was psychological, not physiological. This is what they said. When the rats learned they were not doomed, when they learned that their situation was not lost, that there might be a helping hand at the ready. In short, when they had a reason to keep swimming, they did. They did not give up, and they did not go under. And the final conclusion statement of the study was this. Listen, after the elimination of hopelessness, the rats did not die. They did not die. I figure if the rats can learn it, so can we. I think the rats are preaching a sermon to us today. Learn hope. That when you feel like you're about to go under, that when you feel like you're about to sink in the muck, in the mire, when you feel like there is no hopelessness around you, learn hope, because there is a hand of hope reaching down from heaven to lift you up, to dry you off, to speak calmly to you, to provide for you. There's hope. There's hope.
Come on, everybody. I never thought I would learn something about my faith from a rat. I just never thought that would be possible, but I guess if God can use a donkey to speak in the Bible, I'm sure he can use a rat. But how cool is that imagery that these rats, if they believed that a hand would eventually break through the water and rescue them, that they would be able to swim longer and longer and longer. I know as Pastor Stu shared that illustration, after I kind of got over the overwhelm of it and just the amazement of the experiment itself and the results that it concluded, I realized, man, I'm the same way. You know, when I find myself in fearful situations or situations where I feel overwhelmed or in over my head, and I start to doubt that, does God even care? And is God just going to leave me like this? It seems like at just the perfect time, if I don't give up, if I keep my faith, if I continue to lean into him, his mighty hand of provision comes and rescues me every single time. And I'm sure if any of y'all have had a faith for any length of time and had to push through difficulties, you would say that you've experienced that as well in your life. I just thought it was such a great reminder that just like those rats who were expecting this hand from heaven to come down and rescue them and drive them off and speak calmly to them, we've got a God in heaven who desires to do the same for us. Man, if you missed the whole sermon, I want to encourage you to go back and watch the entire thing and invite somebody to week 4 of the Hope Project. You're going to want to miss that. We'll see you guys this coming Sunday.